everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over Tropical Depression 5. Right now, it is currently has wind speeds of 35 mile an hour, and this is the track of it. This will eventually become Tropical Storm Ernesto, and then eventually a hurricane, as you can see. And there are already tropical storm watches in the islands down here. It is going to go just east of Puerto Rico as a tropical storm, then later strengthen to a hurricane, most likely a Category 2 at its strongest. Right now, this is the satellite loop of the Tropical Depression 5 right now. Right now, you can't really tell anything, but there is some convection starting to ramp up a little bit more over here in this region of the system, and then maybe off to the south a little bit more. If I go over here to the GFS model, this is 7 p.m. Central Time on August 11th. So if I play this out here, you can see the tropical storm starting to form as it goes over the islands down here, and then as I move forward, it shows it going through the Puerto Rican area to the west of it instead of to the east of it. Currently, there's still some uncertainty on where it's going to go, but then after it gets past Puerto Rico and the Bahamas is when it really starts to ramp up. It'll start to ramp up really out here, and then goes off up and doesn't really affect any of the U.S. So if I go to the HWRF for this system, once again, 7 p.m. August 16th. Once again, this is an earlier run of this. This is 4 p.m. on August 11th Central Time. So if I play this out, you can see it starting to come together towards 7 a.m. on August 12th. This is Central Time. And it approaches the islands, goes through it as maybe a Category 1, but I wouldn't really depend on it. I would prepare for it, just not depend on it. I'm not hoping for it to be a Category 1, just because of what these islands have been through already. So it's most likely still going to be a tropical storm, but we'll have to see. And then it does strengthen. It goes to the east of the Puerto Rico. It does go over some of the Puerto Rican islands. That's a 987 millibar storm. And then once again, we see it really starting to ramp up. Goes down to a 947 storm. Really strengthens. And then by 7 p.m. August 16th, it's out in the ocean as a 946 millibar pressure storm. So this thing is really going to strengthen as it goes beyond the islands and whatnot. But let's look at the HMON model. Once again, 4 p.m. August 11th. This is local time, so central for me. And then if I play this forward, most of the models are showing it as starting and hitting the islands where it shows on the track, which I will show that again. But then after that, this one shows it going north and not really hitting very much of the Puerto Rican islands. And then, once again, it really doesn't start to strengthen until about 4 a.m. Central Time on August 15th for this model. Then it strengthens and then goes down to a 969 millibar pressure storm on August 16th. And then here's another look at it from a different model. There's really much uncertainty with where the storm could go after it hits islands. The first set of islands before it gets to Puerto Rico, but the strength is kind of set for the first couple days, I would say, until 2 a.m. on Tuesday, just so it can get past the depression stage and then really lock in as a tropical storm. Because once it locks in as a tropical storm and it gets over some of these warmer waters out by Bermuda, which that's why it really just quickly ramps up after it hits the Puerto Rican islands. It's because of the warm waters that are out here. So if this thing goes a little bit more straighter, or doesn't curve as much, it could go up and affect places north of the Bahamas, maybe end up hitting one of the Carolinas. But right now, everything here, let me go to the 3-day. Everything right here is pretty much set. Everything after it in this area isn't really, except for maybe the strength. It might strengthen up quite a bit more, but the path of this is uncertain. As we've seen with Barrel's track, it was not at all really supposed to hit the U.S., and models were showing it not hitting the U.S. until it got closer to like areas like Jamaica and the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. So, once again, we don't really know what this storm is going to do in that 3 to 5 day dotted cone portion. So, and really that's all I have. I will try and update you guys as much as I can, but really quickly I'll go over this just because I am going to show you. By somewhere between Monday at 8 p.m. Central and Tuesday at 8 a.m. Central, the islands before Puerto Rico will start to feel some of the winds, most likely tropical storm winds. And then Tuesday around 8 p.m. Central Time, Puerto Rico will most likely start to see tropical storm winds, maybe hurricane winds. And then as you get farther out from the center of this, like this is the center right here, as you travel farther away from it, the winds will obviously not be as strong. And by Thursday at 8 p.m., Bermuda could be experiencing hurricane, Category 2 hurricane strength winds. If this tropical storm does not strengthen more as it goes. Anyways, that's all I got for now. I will update you, and I will see you in the next video.